In the beautiful city of Chicago, there lived a 12-year-old boy named Ryan. Ryan came from an ordinary family, but his dreams were anything but ordinary. He loved soccer so much that the first thing he looked at every morning was his soccer ball. And before going to bed each night, he would spend a few moments holding it close. To him, soccer was not just a game, it was his greatest passion. Ryan lived in a quiet neighborhood of the city. Near his house was a small park where children gathered every evening to play different games. But Ryan's attention was always focused on soccer. As soon as he got home from school, he would put his backpack aside, finish his homework as quickly as possible, grab his favorite soccer ball, and run to the park. There, he spent hours practicing dribbling, passing, and shooting. His friends often invited him to play video games. "Come on, Ryan, let's play some video games." But Ryan would smile and politely refuse. He believed that every minute of hard work could bring him one step closer to his dream. Whether it was raining, windy, or freezing cold, he never skipped practice. His biggest hero was Cristiano Ronaldo. Ryan had been a huge fan of Ronaldo ever since he was little. He admired Ronaldo's speed, work ethic, confidence, and determination to never give up. Whenever he watched Ronaldo play, his eyes lit up with excitement. The walls of Ryan's bedroom were covered with large Ronaldo posters. One showed Ronaldo lifting a trophy, another captured him celebrating after scoring a goal, and a third featured his famous SEO celebration. Every morning, Ryan looked at those posters and told himself, "One day, I'm going to become a player like that." His bookshelf was filled with soccer books, magazines, and old match photos. On one wall of his room, he had created a chart by hand with his goals written on it. At the very top, in big letters, it said, "My dream, become a great soccer player." Every day, he read those words and reminded himself to keep working hard toward his dream. Ryan spent hours online watching Ronaldo's old matches. He carefully studied how Ronaldo controlled the ball, beat defenders, and stayed calm under pressure. Then he would go to the park and try to practice those same techniques himself. One day, his father asked him, "Ryan, why do you work so hard every single day?" Ryan smiled and replied, "Because I don't just want to play soccer, I want to do something great in soccer." His father proudly placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "If you keep working this hard, no dream will be impossible for you." Those words stayed in Ryan's heart forever. From that day on, Ryan worked even harder than before. He had no idea that a life-changing opportunity was about to come his way, an opportunity that could take him one step closer to his dreams. One morning at school seemed completely normal. Students were sitting in their classrooms when the principal's voice suddenly came over the loudspeaker. "Attention students, we are excited to announce that next month, a major youth soccer tournament will be held for children across the city. The best young teams in Chicago will compete, and the championship team will earn the chance to play at the national level." The moment the announcement ended, excitement spread throughout the school. Everywhere, students were talking about the tournament. Ryan's eyes sparkled with excitement. His heart raced. This was the opportunity he had been waiting for all these years. As soon as lunch break started, he ran to his best friend Noah. "Noah, did you hear that? This is exactly the chance we've been dreaming about," Ryan said excitedly. Noah was happy too, but there was a hint of concern on his face. "Yeah, but do you really think our team can win?" he asked quietly. Ryan was silent for a moment. The truth was that their team was considered one of the weakest teams in the city. They didn't have expensive soccer cleats. Many players wore old, worn-out shoes. Their practice field wasn't a fancy stadium. It was just a public park where patches of grass were missing. Sometimes they even had to clear rocks off the field before practice to avoid injuries. On top of that, many players on the team had never participated in a major tournament before. They had no experience playing under pressure. Meanwhile, the city's top teams had experienced coaches, modern training facilities, and highly skilled players. Most people believed those teams were guaranteed to win. That evening, when Ryan arrived at practice, he noticed some of his teammates sitting quietly, looking discouraged. "We won't stand a chance against those big teams," one player said. They have everything and we have nothing, another added. For a moment, silence filled the field. Then Ryan picked up the soccer ball and stood in front of his teammates. Maybe we don't have the best field, he said. Maybe we don't have the most expensive cleats. But we do have something that many teams don't. Everyone looked at him. We have the willingness to work harder than anyone else. His voice was filled with confidence. Do you know that Ronaldo wasn't born a superstar? He faced challenges too, but he never gave up. If we decide we're losers before we even step onto the field, then there's no point in playing at all. As they listened, the expressions on their faces began to change. Hope slowly replaced doubt. Noah smiled and said, "Then we'll just have to work harder than every other team." Exactly, Ryan replied. From that day on, the entire team committed to working twice as hard. They had no idea that the coming weeks would be some of the toughest and most memorable days of their lives. Those were the days that would transform an ordinary team into an extraordinary one. On the other side of the city was the famous team known as Thunderwolves FC. They had elite coaches, incredible facilities, and experienced players. Most people believed Thunderwolves FC would win the tournament without any trouble. But Ryan wasn't someone who gave up easily. That night, he watched an interview with Ronaldo. Ronaldo said, "Success doesn't come from talent alone. It comes from hard work and discipline." Those words stayed with Ryan. The very next day, he and his teammates began extra training sessions. Before sunrise, they ran laps around the park. After school, they practiced passing, shooting, and teamwork. Sometimes the players became exhausted, but Ryan always encouraged them. Remember, Ronaldo was once a young kid too. If he worked hard enough to conquer the world, then we can achieve our dreams too. Slowly but surely, the team improved. A few weeks later, the tournament finally began. The first match was far from easy. Their opponents scored an early goal. The crowd assumed Ryan's team would lose, but Ryan refused to give up. He encouraged his teammates to keep fighting. A few minutes later, they scored the equalizer. In the final moments of the game, Ryan delivered a brilliant pass and his team scored the winning goal. The entire field erupted in applause. Round after round, they continued winning. Soon, they had reached the championship game. And in the final, they would face none other than Thunderwolves FC. On the day of the final, the stadium was packed with spectators. Thousands of fans had come to support their favorite teams. The whistle blew and the match began. Thunderwolves FC played with incredible speed and skill. Before halftime, they scored a goal. The score was 1-0. During halftime, Ryan's team sat quietly, feeling discouraged. Some players even had tears in their eyes. Then Ryan stood up. "Do you know how many times Ronaldo has faced defeat in his career?" he asked. But he never. His words filled the team with new energy. The second half began. Now they played with more determination than ever before. Only 5 minutes remained. Ryan gained possession of the ball. He dribbled past one defender, then another, then a third. The entire stadium rose to its feet. The goalkeeper stood in front of him. Ryan took a deep breath and fired a powerful shot. The ball curved through the air and flew into the corner of the net. Goal! The stadium exploded with excitement. The score was now tied 1-1. Only 1 minute remained. Thunderwolves FC launched another attack. But Ryan's team won the ball back. His teammate Noah delivered a perfect pass. Ryan pushed the ball forward and took one more shot. The ball flew straight into the net. Goal! The final whistle blew. The match was over. Ryan's team had won 2-1. The crowd cheered loudly. The players jumped with joy. Even the coach had tears of pride in his eyes. During the award ceremony, Ryan was named the tournament's most valuable player. When he was asked the secret behind his success, he smiled and said, "I learned that dreams only come true when you work for them every single day. I learned that from my hero, Cristiano Ronaldo." That night, Ryan looked at the Ronaldo posters hanging on his bedroom wall and smiled. He realized that the real victory wasn't the trophy. The real victory was that he had never given up. And from that day forward, thousands of children across Chicago began believing in their own dreams as well. Moral of the story: Hard work, discipline, and the courage to never give up can turn any dream into reality.